It's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Thursday, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Thursday, guys. Got a quick word for you guys. We'll talk to you guys about two different things. I want to start with God is literally highlighting. He's highlighting people in our lives or in our lives in which these people have been pulling from you. They're stressing you out. They're manipulating you. They're narcissists. They're just people, right? Where before you can know that these individuals are toxic. You can know that they pull at you in a certain way, but you could still tolerate it, where now he's highlighting it, where he's making it clear and he's really showing you and giving you more insight on the damage that these individuals have done or is currently doing into your life. He's highlighting it because where he's taking you, some of you guys are literally going to be accelerated and shifted overnight, and you don't even realize it, because sometimes shifting literally happens overnight. And so you may be in this sunken place right now, or this place where you feel like nothing is coming together, but God knows he's about to advance you. So he is highlighting to you the very people that you knew were toxic, but there's something more where he's pressing upon you to start putting up more boundaries or walking away completely from these people. Some of these people are right in your own household. Some of these people are right in your own household. So he's highlighting it and he's pressing upon you more. And this is why you feel it more in your spirit. This is why you are more disturbed now more than ever when these people are in your environments, or you're just having to deal with them, talk to them or whatever. There's your spirit is more agitated and you're kind of like, why don't I like you? Like, I mean, it used to get on my nerves before, but now it's like, I'm so emotionally disconnected. What is this thing? That is God who was telling you that certain people cannot go. In fact, you may or may have not known this, but he's making it very clear to you now. So it's going to be your choice to put the boundaries in place, ask him what those boundaries look like. It's going to be your choice to leave or stay. It's all your choice. It's literally all your choice. But you ain't going nowhere if you do not pay attention to the convictions in your spirit. See, let me just tell you, you learned so much. Like you think well, no, you don't think you know it all, because you know you have a lot more to learn. But it seems like every step, once you get to a certain level, it's like every step becomes more clear and more clear and more clear and more clear. So where God is taking some of you, you literally can't have one toxic person in your space. I don't think we realize the damage that toxic people do. So let's just say you wake up in the morning and you got a full day. All right, so technically speaking, when you're spiritually connected, God uses you all through the day. If you're connected, he uses you all through the day in the smallest ways. But let's just say you have an argument with a toxic person. Be honest, what happens? That thing is just ringing in your mind all day long about what they said, their manipulation ways, this, that, that, and you can't even hear God. So why would God take you higher and advance you, and you can't even lock down the small thing so you can hear him in the small ways? So you're not even being obedient to the small things, but you want him to give you bigger things. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. When God starts pressing upon you to walk away from certain people, and again, this may not always look like walking away for good or just like cutting off completely. Some people just need to go completely, seriously. But I mean, it just could look like how often you answer your phone. How often are you having conversations? How often are you seeing them in the flesh, right? So, but God will be very specific and give you those boundaries. The question are you going to listen to those boundaries? People, I don't think people even realize how toxic they are. In fact, you may not even realize how toxic you were when you were, because you were just toxic. But once you start to elevate, you start to look back like, was I ever that toxic? like, oh my goodness. Like, no judgment there, but I just can't have you in my space because it's too draining. You gotta have a clear pathway in order to hear God and to get these downloads. When you got people who are manipulating you and just bringing you into their drama, into their foolishness, I mean, you don't give them the same advice 1,477 times and they still haven't like done anything. But stop letting people waste your time. Stop sitting here thinking you're gonna change people. Stop letting people pour their heaviness on you. Listen. Stay tapped in, because God will direct you and God will lead you to the individuals that he needs you to reach, not the ones who are reaching out to you, right? If they reach out to you, then God will, obviously give you the confirmation like, hey, pour into this person. But we're so busy pouring into people and watering dead grass, and we're missing the assignments that God is calling us to on a daily basis. I ain't got time. Stop ringing my phone. Stop FaceTiming me. Stop calling me off of these Facebook apps. Leave me alone. I'm not answering leave me alone, right? Leave me alone. Seriously. Woo! You got to get to that point, and you will get to that point. You will really, really get to that point when God starts accelerating you in the spiritual realm. Because things are moving so fast and so swiftly, and it's like mind-blowing, and it's like this euphoria of like, you can't. You have no, even if you want to have space for it, you can't. It's no longer natural. So if God is pressing upon you to start turning off your phone, if God is pressing upon you to put up boundaries with toxic people, listen if you want to go higher. Next thing, lastly, people will watch you. People will watch you. Some of you God will use a person, right? It's God who moves, but God have to use flesh, human beings, for people to watch you, people to bless you, people to open doors, people, right? So this is why I was saying, I think in the recording sometime last month, like, listen, one thing I've learned is when you're out there like beating doors down, and I'm talking about like nonstop, just trying to make it happen in the flesh, you're emailing 1,000 people trying to whatever you're trying to do, and you're trying to get people to do this and do this and do this and do this. God don't move then. God don't move then. That's all you and that's all flesh. And granted, your persistency may get things to happen, but it's not a God thing. That's really your thing, and you're going to have to sustain that. But I realized God moves when you've taken your hands off things. God moves when your spirit is settled. God moves when you have removed all toxic people, all toxic things that are constantly pulling from your spirit, and you're constantly just in this whole whirlwind of emotions. God moves when your spirit is settled. When your spirit is settled, you hear more. You see more. When your spirit is settled, God will nudge somebody and say, hey, you see that person right there? I'm going to do big things in this person's life, right? I'm going to give you some insights and some downloads about them. Like one of my it's a vision, but God have already confirmed it. But one of my goals, I guess, is to be I'm already a philanthropist, like literally, seriously, but I'm talking about billionaire philanthropists to literally fund kingdom assignments for different people. So in saying that, of course, what will God do? Ping, 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 ping. Watch this person. Because see, the way God moves, you don't just wait, right? God already said it. It is. So you start moving. So God will start. See, this is why alignment is important. You just can't wait until the door opens. The door ain't gonna never open. You gotta see that thing. You gotta live it. You gotta breathe it. You gotta stay connected spiritually, and God will start to give you insights and downloads now. Now, watch this person. Watch this person, because their spirit ain't even right. Right? You emailing me, throwing all this mess at me, and your spirit ain't even right. And then you mad because I won't even back this foolishness, and because I won't back it, now you fall off. See, people are so clueless. Some people are so clueless. You out here, right? Don't even realize that God could be using a person to watch you, and you're so unauthentic in your motives, showing your true colors, then you fall off. You fall off from somebody that God could potentially use to bless you. You fall off because your fleshly ways ain't working, but you fall off. All you did was really show your face. You showed them who you were. You proved the point. You were never authentic, period. And again, God is not going, listen, tapped in people already know what it is. Tapped in people already know what it is. So you can push all this nonsense. You can be the quote unquote number one supporter. You can throw all this foolishness in my emails. I already know what it is. I'll smile with you. I'll even email you back. But God already showed me what it is. So don't get it twisted, right? People got this misconception that spiritual people or godly people are just, child, God done showed me your whole hand. But don't think that I'm all nice and I'm smart. I'm just a perky person in general, honey. But child, please, ain't nothing happening. You ain't right. Guys, be very careful how you move, right? Because see, you can be moving one way, and you can really, really have honestly, you can be tapped in doing things that God have called you to do. But when people look and see how you live in your life and how you got all kind of people pulling at you, how you got all the wrong kind of people around you, how you just letting people watch all that, because if they're going to invest in you in any kind of way, then they have to watch your it ain't just you. If you're moving sideways or you're just allowing all kind of nonsense and foolishness, who's going to really sign up for that? Right? If I want to help you now, I got to deal with your crazy baby daddy who busting your tires out. Right? I got to deal with all this nonsense. I got to deal with the narcissist that you keep saying you're going back and forth with. So I got to sign up for all that. No, you need to go ahead and you need to handle all that, right? Handle all that between you and God. Heal, do what you need to do, and then God will use somebody to watch you, tap you, etc., etc. But you got to handle that first. We be blocking our own blessings and don't even realize it. Blocking our own blessings because we keep refusing to do what God tells us to do because we're in our own trauma wounds or in our own toxic empathy and all that stuff. Your emotions is going to have to, your spirit and your obedience has to override your emotions. I'm talking about to the point of crawling, crying that you got to leave or that you got to pull away, but you're obedient to what God is telling you. God is saying, I want to take you higher, but I can't take you higher when you got people around here who's constantly stressing you out. I can't take you higher when you got a whole narcissist who's using things against you and your mind is one way one day and the next day. Listen, what you going to do? What you going to do, right? Let your heart break one time. What you going to do? I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you. You say you want it. I got it for you. But I can't give it to you because you're idolizing this fool ex-girlfriend of yours. Or this, I was about to say something else. You're idolizing this thing, this person. Right? So, listen. I got to go, guys. I want to share that. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.